Hello everyone, I'm here today with the game Tapestry, a civilization game by Stonemaier Games and designed by Jamey Stegmaier. We're going to take a look at the game, how it plays, and what the setup looks like, and then we'll come back at the end and talk about my feelings about the game. The game is now set up for a 3-player game. This side is for 1 to 3 players. There's another side that's for 4 or 5 players, but I recommend the game at 3 players as I think with 4 and 5 it starts to get a little bit long, a little bit tedious. We have all our tracks set up. We have our markers set out on the board here. It is worth noting that there are special rules for a 2-player game, but we're not going to worry about that here or the solo game. The next thing we're going to do is take the technology cards that have the yellow background, and we're going to shuffle them, and then we're going to place them along the board here, here, and here, just through those next to those spots. Then I'm going to find the 50 tapestry cards, shuffle them, and place them here alongside the board. Here's one for example. Then I find all of the space tiles and the territory tiles, shuffle them up, place them near the board within easy reach of all the players. Also within easy reach of all the players, you should have the 1 12-sided and the 2 6-sided dice. Let's go ahead and take a look at those real quick. Here they are. For individual player setup, you're going to want to make sure that everybody has a civilization mat, an income mat, and a capital city mat. Here's a capital city mat. You get particular ones for a 1 to 3 player game. Pick one of the 2 that you're given. And then you have your income mat. We're going to take a more in-depth look in a minute, but here it is. And I haven't put the houses up yet on this one. So here are the house tokens that you're going to place on the board. I just wanted to show them to you. Sorry about this part being out of focus. But place them on the board, remembering to leave the left space of each row exposed. And then you're going to place a token matching the color of those down at the bottom of your income board on the 0 space. So gold is money, gray is workers, brown is food, and red is military or culture. Everyone is dealt 2 of these civilizations mats. Select one based on the powers on the bottom, remembering that some are changed based on errata. Next thing we're going to look at is these landmarks. The landmarks go off to the side of the board and they go on their individual spaces. Each landmark, I wish they had stamped them with a name or a number or something, but you have to look for what the landmark looks like and then you match that up with a symbol on the little board here and place that down on the board where it goes. At the beginning of the game, everyone's going to collect income to begin a new era, but that's going to happen at different times. So usually you can do one of 2 things. You can either get your income and do that here on the income board, or you can advance along the track using your player token. Most turns in Tapestry are going to be about advancing your player token on the advancement track, so follow these steps. First, you're going to pay the cost, whatever that cost is on the tier, and then you're going to move your player token 1 space forward on the track, and then you're going to gain the benefit that's there. And then after you've done all that, you can get the additional bonus benefit here shown by this wild symbol, which means pay any 1 resource to gain the additional card. Each advancement track is divided into tiers. If you're the first player, then you're going to get a corresponding landmark and place it in your capital. It's important to note that any buildings placed in your capital city are permanent there, and you're trying to complete these 3x3 districts. As well, be aware that these red dots represent an impassable area where you can no longer place a building. Remember, every time you score a capital city, you'll also get points for every completed row and column. It's also important to remember these landmark buildings that you're going to receive as you advance on the tracks. So they each have a unique shape and they take up a lot of room and they can really help you fill out your district. So maybe I want to take this one and find a space for it on my board. I'm going to place it down here, and no, it won't fit there because that's an impassable one, but here it would fit. I can place it here, and then I have only 1 space left. You can see it up in the top left there. That would need to find another building to fill that up, and then that district would be complete. Here's an example of where I've actually completed a row and a column. Just remember that those impassable spots do count for my rows and columns being complete. Don't forget about these achievement spots on the board as you play either. Going back to the income phase, after you have activated a civilization's abilities, you can play a tapestry card under the leftmost blank space on your income mat. Pay attention here, because if you're the first of your neighbors to start a new area, you will gain the resources as shown underneath the newly covered space. The third thing that you're going to get to do is upgrade a tech card, which is optional, and gain victory points from all exposed victory point icons on your income mat tracks. You can take the tech card either from the exposed ones or the top card. Then you're going to get victory points for each tech card next to your capital city mat, a victory point for each completed row and column in your capital city, a victory point equal to the number shown, and a victory point for each territory on the map you currently control. The various advanced tracks are exploration, science, technology, military. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we would play a tech card if we were to use the technology advancement track. First we would gain that tech card, then it would go to the right, and then let's talk about what we would do if we were to advance that tech card later on our income. There's no limit to these tech cards, but they provide a benefit first in the circle and then in the square when they're upgraded either to our civilization or to our income or to our score, so you want to be aware of that. The final part of your income phase is gaining income from all exposed icons for resources, territory tiles, tapestry cards on your resource tracks. It's worth pointing out that you can only have 8 of each resource. That's coins, workers, food, and culture. Those are all your resources. That's at the bottom of your income map. The game's going to end at different times for every player. Your game ends when you finish your final or 5th income turn. Same thing. Gain benefits from your civilization. 1 upgrade and victory points are shown on your income map, but you don't get to play any additional tapestry cards or gain income. If other players still have turns after your game is ended, you may still gain victory points from passive civilization abilities, but you don't get to gain anything else. When all the players have taken their final income turns, compare your victory points and decide the winner. If there is a tie, the player with the most total resources remaining is the winner. Otherwise, everybody gets to share a victory. That's how you play Tapestry. Now that we've looked at this game, let's go ahead and talk about my feelings related to gameplay and things like that. I've only checked out this game as a solo game. I've tried it a couple different ways, looked at it, read through all the civilizations, watched some other people's gameplay videos. My feelings on it, I guess I'd want to get it to the table, but I'm not super excited about it. I'm kind of glad I waited a year, took some steps back from it. As far as Stonemaier games, I love games like Wingspan. I really enjoy Scythe, but don't need to own it because the store has rental copies at both locations. I enjoy Viticulture, but again, I don't know that I need to own it. It's a good game, but I have other games that fill a similar role in my collection. Tapestry is... it seems like the big pieces are unnecessary. The big pieces. A complaint I've heard a lot from a lot of people who have played this game is those pieces don't serve either a functional or real good aesthetic purpose. I can definitely see that. I don't know that this game would be perfectly balanced. Reading through all the cards that I've read through and all the different civilizations and all that. So I think it would be a solid game if you're into it and you like Stonemaier games. I don't think that you would necessarily regret it. I might look for like a consigned copy or a copy on sale. I know there was tons of hype last year. We sold through our limited edition copies that we got fairly quickly, and I just don't know that it warrants being the giant box that it is and taking up all the table space that it is. I can't imagine playing this game with 5 players and taking up all the table space that it does. It's probably best at 3 or 4 players. The components are really nice. I love the linen finish on all their stuff. Stonemaier makes great stuff. They make great games in general as far as the quality of what's going on. There was some later back and forth about the errata that came out related to changing the gameplay. So all that to say, I think this is a solid choice. I just don't think that it is necessarily a civilization game. I think it's more of an engine builder game, and that there are some issues that might occur if you were looking to think about like balance and things like that. But is there a lot of fun in this box? Can you have a lot of fun with what's going on in here? Absolutely. This might become somebody's favorite game that they play over and over again. I can see that. It's just probably not that for me. So that's Tapestry, a civilization game by Stonemaier and Jamey Stegmaier. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments, or you can subscribe. We'll see you later.